Hello and welcome to this video where we are going to discuss the answer key to the History and Civics paper of the ICSE Class 10 2023 board examination. The paper, एक word में बोले तो easy था, काफी easy था, but I always believe that anyone will find anything easy or difficult depending on your level of preparation. So my congratulations to all of you that you prepared so well. आपने इतनी मेहनत की जिसकी वजह से आपको पेपर आसान लगा. अगर मेहनत नहीं की होती, if you had not studied well, if you had not worked hard, you would have found even a paper like this a little tricky, because civics and history is a lot about facts, right? History is all about facts. Civics is all about understanding the governance system in India, right? So understanding plus memory, retention, all that comes into play. So my compliments to each one of you who have done extremely well, right? So let's quickly go through this answer key. In fact, I'm recording this a second time. पहली बारी audio recording नहीं हुआ. ऐसा ही होता है. Let's start. The first one, an ordinance has to be approved by Parliament within 6 weeks. Option C. The junior category of ministers who assist senior ministers, deputy ministers, though ये तो सीधा बुक से निकाल के रखा हुआ है, जो बुक में लिखा है उसी के बेसिस पे आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है. But in reality, and I really wish textbooks would revise the way they frame their entire syllabus content, because in today's day and age, you have cabinet ministers, you have ministers of state with independent charge, and you have ministers of state. There is no nomenclature called deputy ministers anymore now. It used to be during Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru's time, etc. But now for many, many years, there is no concept of deputy ministers. So I really wish textbooks also need to revise in sync with the times of now. Okay. Question number 3, about a major natural calamity where the opposition wants the House to lay aside all business and take up this matter of urgent importance, adjournment motion. When the second का deputy ministers था, I'm just clarifying, कई लोग सोचे मैं ministers of state बोल दिया. When the Supreme Court reviews any judgment made by it to remove an error, it falls under the 4th B, revisory jurisdiction. 5th, the president has the power to summon the houses of parliament. 5th B. Court of district judge, civil cases. Sessions court, criminal cases. Very straightforward. Formation of Congress, 1885. Formation of the Muslim League, 1905, 1906. 7th B, 1906. The partition of Bengal was proposed by Lord Curzon. Option C. People protested against the Simon Commission because it had 7 British members. The main objective of the assertive nationalists was Purna Swaraj. Though in the textbook you have the word Swaraj, but of the 4 options, Purna Swaraj is the most correct option. Okay, 10th C. Identify the early nationalist leader. I hope people students did not get confused between Gopal Krishna Gokhale and Jyotiba Phule. Jyotiba Phule was a prominent social reformer. Gopal Krishna Gokhale is the correct answer. The other 2 are assertive nationalists. The Lucknow Pact was signed between the Congress and the Muslim League. Dash was one of the causes of the Quit India movement. Option D, failure of the Cripps mission. The International Court of Justice has 15 judges. Which of these leaders was an architect of the non-aligned movement? Option B, Abdel Nasser. The immediate cause of the First World War? Option C, Sarajevo crisis. सेकेंड क्वेश्चन में कोई भी बाउंसर, यॉर्कर, गूगली कुछ नहीं है. स्टंप होने का चांस ही नहीं है, बिकॉज इट्स सो स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड. तो अगर आपने सब कुछ थॉरली पढ़ा है विदाउट लीविंग आउट एनीथिंग, यू वुड बी एबल टू डू द 7 क्वेश्चंस हियर फॉर 14 मार्क्स very, very cleanly. Okay, so it's pretty clear. 2 clauses of the Treaty of Versailles, objectives of the Muslim League, clauses में Germany को किस तरह से बैकफुट पे डाला गया. You could talk about its army, you could talk about the areas which it had to give, the amount that it had to pay to the other side, the 2 alliances formed, 2 legislative. I mean, I don't even have to discuss this. 2 repressive policies. You could talk about the Indian Arms Act, the Vernacular Press Act. You could talk about the Grand Delhi Darbar on the 1st of January when there was a famine in the country. Let's move to part 2, section A. Now, इसमें एक थोड़ा सा अलग किया है, वो मैं बताता हूं in comparison to with the specimen paper. पहला वाला very straightforward from Parliament. Day before yesterday, a couple of students were asking me whether we should do Prime Minister, because the general trend has been that the council would give President 1 year, Prime Minister 1 year in the executive question. Specimen paper had the President ka question. So these couple of students were asking me whether they should prepare Prime Minister, President nahi aayega. And I told them that please don't take such chances, because if the council wants to surprise and give you a question from President, what would you do? You obviously can't be protesting, right? The questions, of course, are different. Not the same 3 questions which have been asked in the specimen paper, but the same President chapter of questions have been asked, not the Prime Minister. Supreme Court का question था specimen paper में, इसमें High Court का. In fact, I would really think that the council should mix it up. That is, one question from Supreme Court, one from High Court, one from subordinate court, so that you test on all 3 different forms of the judiciary. That would be much more representative in that sense. The section B from history, इसमें जो change किया है, because in the specimen paper you had the first question from the 1857 mutiny, the second question was from early nationalists and assertive nationalists, and only one question was from the Gandhian period. इसमें क्या किया है, question 7 and 8 both are from the Gandhian period. 8 entirely to Subhash Chandra Bose. Dandi March, if you recall, I had pointed out about 8 photographs which had to be prepared well, which could come. This one, Dandi March, you recall, was one of them. And very, very straightforward questions, though they have tried to mix up both non-cooperation movement and civil disobedience movement in this. Okay, so if you have prepared well and you know exactly, not mixed up Quit India movement, civil disobedience movement and non-cooperation movement, आपको इसमें कोई problem नहीं आनी चाहिए थी. Subhash Chandra Bose, I do hope you have not got mixed up between forward bloc and the Indian National Army. Very, very straightforward. The World War is a breeze. World War is an absolute breeze. Very straightforward question. No problem at all. Term of the non-permanent members, the composition of the Security Council. So, वो पूरा paragraph जो लेफ्ट हैंड साइड पेज पे होता है, पूरा वो इसी को टेप देने का, और उसमें कोई प्रॉब्लम ही नहीं है. फुल फॉर्म ऑफ यूनेस्को, 3 functions. I had suggested to my students that you learn 2 from each, the cultural, the educational, etc., so that you will have at least 6 in your kitty. उसमें से 3 पूछे गए हैं. So you would have found it pretty easy to mention any 3 of the functions of UNESCO. So very straightforward paper, and I'm very happy that most of you have done very well. A very good chance to score a 79 on 80 or an 80 on 80 in the History and Civics paper. अगर आपने keywords का इस्तेमाल किया है, अच्छे नीट डिटेल्स दिए हैं, एमसीक्यू सारे ठीक हैं, 14 मार्क्स का सेक्शन बी वाला ठीक है, 7 क्वेश्चंस, you have a very good chance. So what you should now do is, after mathematics, ensure that you do geography also well, because your HCG, history, civics, geography, can really elevate your overall percentage, right? Mathematics का पेपर, please don't think कि हम होली के बाद दोपहर को पढ़ना शुरू करेंगे. Please don't do that. Make use of the half day today. Make use of the full day today, tomorrow. होली खेलना है तो थोड़ी देर के लिए खेलो, but please, my suggestion to you, advice to you is, please don't get drenched and catch a cold. Don't do such things. You have important exams. You have important business to do in the month of March. Okay, जिसके लिए पूरे साल मेहनत की है, तो please don't do anything stupid of that sort. Focus on the mathematics exam so that you do it well. Mathematics can be tricky, needs a lot of practice. So I wish you well. All the best to you. लगे रहो, all of you. Okay, thank you very much. God bless you.